listening to the Los Rotos Podcast with Vanessa Scaduto. Produced by Upside Down Creative Media. Welcome back to Los Rotos, guys.
Hello. Yeah, dude.
It's your host, Vanessa, and I'm here today with Mikey B. Do you want me to say Belalis? Like that's
I don't care.
Mikey Belalis. I mean, it's just no, like.
Well, if you're going to say it, don't mispronounce
okay,
it.
Okay, Belalis.
Is it Belalis?
Belalis?
Yeah, Belalis, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's basically an extra syllable every part of the fucking word.
I was just saying it the Southern way because that's all I hear people say, but I knew the moment you're like, say it right, I'm like, Belalis.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, I actually had a history teacher who got super pissed at me because the whole year, because he's like a Southern gentleman. He was a good old boy. I'm sure he's out somewhere being a fucking patriot while his wife, who's like a surgeon. Like, so they
celebrate January 6th every year.
Yeah, exactly. He retired at like 35 because she was like pulling in big bucks. But it was his last year and he kept calling me Belials. And I never corrected him because I felt weird. And then the last day he was like, all right, ask me any questions. And the fucking kid next to me just goes like, hey, you know you've been mispronouncing it wrong the whole year, right? And he looked at me like with such a feeling of fucking like betrayal. Like he was like, you made me look like an idiot, Belalis. And then he didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. And then he just disappeared.
Was this?
It was like fucking 9th grade.
What an asshole. Though.
Yeah, no, he was cool. He was just, I mean, I get it. Like, he was like, you never corrected me?
Yeah,
like,
but I don't know if that was something to do in front of people, like as a grown up. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I look back, like I had a drama teacher in high school and like we were friends and I should have never been his friend, but he was 26 years old, just graduated college.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty mature for my age. No, I was a senior too.
Yeah.
So I was like, we would smoke cigarettes together and he would tell me like, I got to quit. And I was like, what's going on? And he was like, high school girls are hitting on me and I'm very uncomfortable about this because they're of age, but like there's a morality going. And he was a young guy, you know, and he looked like a high schooler to us.
Yep.
This is the 90s, guys.
Well, because if he's like 26, I literally just wrote this down.
I think he was probably younger than that, honestly. I think he was younger, like 24, 25.
Oh, God. No, that's like, exactly how I feel right now.
That's Cross's age. Yep. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine Cross teaching high school. No. He'd be like, let's go smoke a bowl later, guys.
Guys, all right, everybody keep it down. And at the end,
he's like, as long as you're 18, we can go smoke a bowl. But after that, like, I'm not fucking with you guys.
100%. I just wrote this down. It's weird. I'm 25. Which means I'm young enough to hit on 18-year-olds, but old enough to know it's kind of creepy if I do.
Yeah, like, I get that too, because I mean, I dated a guy who's 9 years younger than me, and I look back now because now my daughter is 20, and I'm like, ew, I would not talk to a 20-year-old ever. Like, so I guess my daughter's age is definitely a cutoff. Like you can't.
Yeah, it has to be, dude.
It's so creepy. But some women don't do that. As they get older, the guys get younger. And I'm just like, why?
You reverse Matthew McConaughey it?
I just don't want to have a child. Another child.
Well, yeah, fuck that. I mean,
I don't care how good the dong is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want to have another child to take care of.
Just snip and have fun in spring break. Like, that's all you got to do.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But Mikey, let's get to a question because I know we just started talking about stuff, but tell us, ASL,
I was like, what the fuck?
I know you guys are so young. I just do that to see if you guys were ever on AIM, but basic age, sex, location, but no. And how you got into comedy and how long you've been into comedy.
Okay. Well, I got into comedy. So the first time I picked up a mic was October 2019. So it's only been like 2 years and change.
But you can say you started before the pandemic.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like, no, I started with a dream and then COVID crushed it, even though I had no fucking gigs
and then
regardless.
I decided to risk my life for the rest of my life.
Yeah, exactly. And then I realized that, maybe I shouldn't say certain things on stage if it's recorded, like fucking. So it's been like 2 years and change.
Okay.
Yeah. And I kind of always wanted to do it, but It's like everybody who is like, you start off and you're like, either A, I'm going to be an actor, or B, I'm going to be a musician. And I was like, I'm going to be a fucking musician, dude. Comedy's for fucking nerds. Like, and the second,
look at us now.
Yeah, and the second that didn't work out, I was like, no, it seems cool.
Yeah, we're like, they're all right. They're all right. I mean, definitely all of them are on some sliding scale of something.
Yeah, exactly. So then I started out, I wrote my first joke in like 2017, and then finally was like, I should try it. So.
Yeah, I wrote jokes for years. I literally have books of them, and I still haven't used that material. Like, you guys have nenever seen it, and I actually have friends who've been doing comedy like way longer, and I would send them the jokes, and they're like, "Why aren't you doing these?"
Well, yeah, you freeball half your sets.
You know what's crazy? And I don't even write the way I did then. Like, I will write like a basic thing, and then I just expand it over repetition doing stuff. But yeah, some of those jokes I probably need to go find and bring out because they were more thoughtful, like they were more thought out, you know, but no, I feel you though. So that's why you're always carrying around a notebook.
Yeah.
I know.
No, I literally have it in my backpack right now. I didn't know what the fuck to prepare, like, or if I'm supposed to for any of those things, any of these things.
No, I personally don't like, you know that, you just said it. I sometimes freeball some of my stuff. It's also open mics. I'm not doing a showcase or anything. Nobody's like inviting me to do a showcase. Like if that was the case, I would prepare something like I did when Brian, you know, I had a set for Brian when I went to Hyperion and whatever. Yeah. I did that. But if I'm just fucking on the open mic, sometimes too, you guys inspire me with other stuff. Like it may not even be the same idea, but I get something else pops up into my brain and I go, oh shit, yeah, why haven't I talked or wrote about this or whatever?
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it is important as a community of comics to stick together, kind of like to be in that mindset of constantly writing and observing, or vice versa, observing and writing.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe you're like me, you just write and then
yeah, and then you just forget about it.
Nobody can be Chappelle. Okay?
And then you go up and you're like, I'm from Brooklyn. And we're all just like, yeah, we
I know. I fucking hate you for that because not everybody knows that. Like, Mikey is the only one, by the way, to say I hate men. And I'm like, I'm mostly friends with the male comics. That's what kills me. I'm like, I don't. And I was like, do I think white men have a bit more privileges? Fuck yeah, they do. And you can't even deny that. But
it's been, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you're like, it's only been for the last couple of years.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, white man stock has gone down alarmingly, which to be fair, it was at a bubble. We've had a bubbled stock for forever. And then finally it crashed a little bit. And then everybody panicked because everybody was invested in it. Right. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, Asian man is appreciating. All right, let's fucking sell out of white man and then go into the.
I just think people are stupid. And
100%, myself included.
That's what I'm saying. I just think I'm becoming like more of a conspiracy theorist about stuff only because it's just insane to actually, when you do find out the truth, you're like, why didn't you just take care of this? Like why, especially when governments are involved. And I'm just like, God, this is why people hate you. Cause you just don't do the job efficiently enough.
Fuck no, they don't.
And you have billions, if not trillions of our dollars. And you're trying to say that none of this is for us as a society. Anyways, I'm not trying to go down that path.
I was like, is this what's going on, dude?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're not
Red
doing
or
that.
blue, which did you vote?
Yeah, no. That's another thing is like to each his own. I don't give a shit about that either anymore. I used to be that person that was like, you're given a right to vote. And I still feel like you were lucky to have that right. But I'm not one to like, I'm not here to shame or put fear into anybody. I'm just like, you live your life, dude. Whatever way that is.
I feel like you're in like what was it? Was it Bill Hicks and like George Carlin stance where it's like, your vote doesn't matter. It's going to the same people. And to be fair, the more time goes on, the more everybody's looking around like, motherfucker, were they right? Like,
I think they were always right.
I mean, they were. Sure.
That doesn't mean I didn't want to have faith that somehow the system would work itself out, but I think it's just getting more and more convoluted.
Yeah, but once Pedophile Island has a private jet with everybody's name written onto the fucking wall, it's like, shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's some comedians that were on those planes, you know, that you're just like, would never think.
Yeah, which is cool because that means we made it in the minds of billionaires.
Yeah, that somehow we have some authority over people, which they do. Don't get me wrong. There's some people like Joe Rogan and like, who have mass, appeal, mass appeal.
For sure. I said that for Joe Rogan is basically just Uncle Phil for white kids who grew up without dads. That's literally, that's what he is.
I mean, and it's so funny because Joe Rogan, he had like a stepdad, but he didn't have his father supposedly, I don't think was in his life. So that kind of makes sense. Like he plays the stepdad.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. I personally like Joe Rogan. I don't really have any No, but I mean, a lot of women don't. Like a lot of women, I think, have a misconception or they're just not into him or I don't know. I personally like the dude. He's just a comic asking questions, not really knowing the answers. I mean, I don't know. My problem is where we're blaming the show when really we need to blame education. If you can't deduce shit, then you shouldn't watch a show. If you can't, if you automatically buy into something like without actually doing your own research or whatever, then that's your fucking problem.
Well, yeah,
but now it's becoming our problem.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's the number. They like think about Joe Rogan based on the number of losers who are sitting in their bedroom with blacklight posters from Spencer's, smoking weed and listening to it and then talking about philosophy. And then it's like, if it hits a certain number, it's like, well, Joe Rogan is a fucking troglodyte man.
Yeah,
he is a troglodyte, but like he's at least, he's not as terrible. He's like, you know.
Well, it's funny because I have friends who really hate him. Yeah. And these are males, you know, but then they're like, instead of Joe, this was a meme or something. Instead of Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson, pick Carl Hicks. Excuse me. I'm getting
Bill Hicks and Carl Sagan.
Thank you. Yes, and that's what they said. Bill Hicks and Carl Sagan, and I was like, but they're both saying kind of the same things. They're just different.
What is it?
They're different. What's the word I'm looking for? They're just different idols, like with different faces, you know, they're just, but they're literally all doing and saying the same things, just in a different way, but it's the same core things. That's why I just found it dumb and hypocritical because these people are kind of also seeking the truth. Whether you like how they're seeking it, they're all still talking and seeking the truth. Yeah,
they're trying to figure out what they... like how you can identify the world for yourself. Like,
none of them are, I don't think any of them are pushing an agenda except like be free and like just have conversation and communicate with each other.
But that's the problem is the second they're smart about one thing, then it becomes, no shit, you're my sage for everything. Because it's like Jordan Peterson originally, I was like, this man is fucking wise. And then like he's sitting on like a talk show for Britain. And he's like, well, the reason why women are wearing makeup is because they'd like a sexual partner in the office. And it's just like, I don't know if all of that is accurate, but like, okay.
See, I think
they get high off their own supply.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, so here's the thing. I used to hate Jordan Peterson, hate him. Like, but I was following a certain, and I didn't realize like a certain algorithm of clips from Jordan Peterson, not like a full dissertation and not also the right side that has, you know, there's a left side, a right side, and a middle. The middle to me is watching the whole conversation as a whole and then finding what actually was discussed because then you can make your own opinion. But if you're getting clips with little, you know, captions from opinionated journalists or vice versa, and especially since my degree was in this, I know exactly how. I guess I just woke up and go, oh, you're just feeding in to one side and not actually listening to the whole. So I started listening to his stuff. And what I'm trying to say is he has like some form of Asperger's or like the way he converses is very highbrow, I guess. Like he thinks you're going to know what he means without like going into a very, you know, I like Rogan talking to him because Rogan goes, well, what do you mean by that? You can't just say that. He goes, are you saying this or are you trying? So basically on the makeup thing, he probably meant like he's talking about.
Probably meant women are whores, which fair.
Well, no, like, in an animal, like animal kingdom sense of like, you know, men have the birds have beautiful feathers to attract their mate. But see, he doesn't break it down like that. He breaks it. But I don't know about the sexual.
But I would love for like Joe
I would love
Rogan
to hear that conversation.
No, I would love Joe Rogan to ask, like, what did you mean by that? And he's like, well, women are skanks. I mean, there's a certain
they're
degree.
just goddamn slurs, and they're always looking for people to take care of them.
Have you seen the earrings with hoops? That's when they go out on the prowl. This is very common in like, you know, Mexico and such.
Yeah, he was actually talking to Peterson about something recently, and Joe Rogan's like, that doesn't make any sense. And I wish I could remember because it didn't. Even I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, he was talking about world leaders being sociopaths, because he was saying like certain rich people are sociopaths but aren't. I don't know. And Rogan's like, wait, are you telling me just because da 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 da? And Peterson was trying to have some view that really couldn't fulfill it completely. He's like, okay, there's some argument there. But initially he said, and Rogan's like, no, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. But that's why I like watching Rogan, because he will call those people out and be like, you need to either explain that or not.
Yeah, I feel you.
But let's go back to you, Mikey, because I'll keep going down this. You know me. Me and you too, man. We'll keep going. But so you got into comedy. But what was like your motivation though? Like I know you said you were doing music, but like what were you playing? Like what were you doing with music too? Like,
so I still am doing music with my roommate, Sammy, who's a fucking whiz. He's like a great writer and everything. I originally was playing bass and like writing lyrics and melodies. That's just kind of like my wheelhouse. And after a while, Sammy wasn't living like in Jacksonville. So like it was kind of us just kind of sending each other voice memos. We couldn't really get any traction. And I was kind of feeling weird because I had just started a job. And I was like, ooh, this blows. Like this is more than I thought it would be. Right. And then after a little bit, like a year into the job, I was like, I want a different creative outlet. And I like making people laugh, like just to kind of either cut tension or like try and like, I don't know. I'm kind of a people pleaser, like in a certain sense.
Are you?
Yeah, I know, right? So like when I'm inside, you know, like I like to kind of fit in wherever, just because it's fun to get different people's opinions. It's cool to like talk to different kinds of people. And the best way to bridge that gap is through making jokes and shit. Because everybody gets humor, like to a certain degree.
Well, yeah, I would say.
I'm not going to make an abortion joke in a fucking evangelical church. Just like,
I may.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like
maybe to the right person, but not necessarily to a congregation.
Yeah, exactly. But so just through that. And what was weird is my close friend Peyton, his parents, one day, I was talking to them and I was like 14 and they were like, you should become a comic. And I was like, that's fucking stupid. Like, I was like, I wouldn't want to be a comic. And then just years down the line, I was like, wait, this is actually fucking awesome. This is sick. Like, why would I not want to do this? And
I remember when I first met you, you were very welcoming. Like you're very happy, you know, like kind of guy or whatever. And, you're super friendly, which I think for the comics sometimes is nice, but also overwhelming because they're not always like high energy. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I'm sure you've met like but it's nice because there's more people like you though now that are comics than there has been, because there's like, you know, there's certain people that are very welcoming and warm and like try to be helpful, but there's also that group that's just not interested in that, which is also fair. Like, you know what I mean? But that's good though, like, is what I'm saying. There's a balance in the community. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, I definitely get that. And also where there's more welcoming people in the community. Because I remember like I first met Dean and I told Dean to come to that night too. Ziola, by the way. Ziola was having a house party. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. So Ziola was having a house show. And I told Dean, I said, why don't you just come? He didn't know any of the comics or anything. And this before Zach even came out. So yeah, this is way back. Yeah. And I gave him my number right there. I don't know if Dean thought I was hitting on him because I just happened to run into him at the 7-Eleven. We did an open mic together, I think, at Hyperion. And then I saw him at the 7-Eleven getting gas. I said, what are you doing now, man? I'm about to go to a house show. Why don't you just come? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I'll give you my number and I'll send you the address. And he's like, all right. And that's like, oh shit, I'm gonna fucking check like 20 years older. I don't think Dean thought that. I don't think Dean thought that. You know, I mean, Wakanda just came out, so maybe he could. Oh God! Like he's like, these reparations are cooler than I thought. I was like, you sure looking Wakanda, like with that hair, bro. Oh God! Dude, yeah, immediately he's just like, all right, I'll take it where I can get it. It's funny. I'm gonna have to tell Dean because I'm gonna have one with him and Zach next time. So I'll have to bring this up. I'll be like, "What did you actually think I was doing?" You know, like, yeah, exactly. Because I mean, we stayed friends. Obviously, we're friends. Yeah. He started dating, I think, his girlfriend like shortly after that, though. Okay, true. I think they've been together for a while now. Yeah. I love his girlfriend. She's a little
Yeah,
sweetie.
she's cool. Yeah.
She's a little sweetie. But I remember telling him too, like, I was like, she loves you, right? Like, I was like, she's so cute. Like, she was a little drunk and she's like, he's so cute, isn't he? And I'm like, this girl's in love with him. I mean, Dean is cute, but I just was like, oh, that she's talking to me as another girl.
Dean is cute, but like not that.
And that to me, that kind of, like, not that kind of cute. But
just like, fuck him, dude.
No, I was like, yeah, he's cute. Like, he's my friend, homie. Like, I'm not. Yeah. But I knew that she was like, the way
she's gushing. Like,
she's gushing. And I was like, oh, this girl really loves him. And Dean's response was like, yeah. He just like liked my thing because I was like, yo, your girl really loves you, man. Like, I was just kind of letting him know, like, and he's like,
well, it's probably 2 months in and you fucking tell him like your girlfriend loves you, and he's like, motherfucker, this is too soon.
I don't think so. I feel like they were together a little longer than that. Like,
true.
I think he started bringing her around more. Like, I for sure think they were official by then. I don't know. I'm not in their business like that, but
yeah.
I mean, hey, it couldn't have been as worse as when Zach, I didn't realize he was sitting next to Michaela and they're at Hyperion. And, I fuck around with you guys like you're my brother. So he went to give me high five. I said, don't worry, it's just pee. They didn't have any toilet paper. I needed to use my hands to wipe my pussy. I said it that way. I know. And
I knuckle dragged into the fucking.
All she heard was the word pussy and turns. And then I saw her turn and I realized she was right there. And I was like, oh, hey.
Hey, this isn't my pussy.
And then I leaned into Zach and I was like, yo, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't realize she was. And he's like, it's fine. And then he went to tell her and she looked up and was like she made this face at me. And I'm like, and I told Baker and he fell out because he was sitting next to me. He's like, what was that about? I said, I was joking, but I hope she doesn't think anything because I was just fucking with him like I would my brother or somebody close. Yeah. But I also don't want to make the girlfriends think that I'm like flirting. I'm just being stupid. But I know how it looks as a woman.
Yeah.
It can look inappropriate, but I'm like, these are really like my brothers, dude. I wouldn't do nothing with them. Like, relax.
No, for sure.
I was just being as gross as I know they would be.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because he'd probably be like, it's fine. It's just my dick piss. Like, don't worry. Anyway, but no, that's cool though. I find that a lot of comics have multiple talents like that. Like, Buck does music. I mean, I feel like Marcus does. I know he messes with Buck on instruments, but I feel like Marcus has another.
Yeah, he voice acts on radio stations and shit like that.
Marcus definitely is a good actor. Yeah. Like, I mean, I've recorded other things of him or taken pictures of characters he's done. And he's like, I don't remember that. I was like, how could you not remember that? It was so like you were some veteran from Vietnam and you were on stage just like, and I was like, it was fucking hilarious. I wish I had a better recorder. I would have recorded it at the time. And this is years ago, obviously. But I don't know. I just knows a lot of the comics. Like CJ plays the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Cross was an actor and did chorus.
Cross was a thespian.
Yeah, he's a thespian, but he did choir. Like I did, I'm a musician too. I was in, I didn't know that. I was also in choir. I used to tour. I actually used to perform at Disney and Universal Studios. And
what? Yeah. They let you on the grounds? Like...
It's a whole new world. No, I'm kidding. So
fucking Shakira vibrato with it.
That's what I mean. I'm doing the hey. Yeah. That's a goat thing. She sounds like a goat. No, but I used to perform all this stuff, especially Mariah Carey songs like.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But that's when before my like tits dropped, I guess. Because like as soon as my tits dropped, my voice dropped.
Yeah, I had something similar. I feel you.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did, but no, I mean, that's really cool. But so what, you're not going to do nothing with the music stuff? Or are you guys just still sharing it?
No, we're actually going to release a single hopefully in the next 2 months. I've been saying this for 6 months. But well, we keep going back with our mixer because like there's just certain elements where it's just like, hey, can you make sure to add this the next time? And then he just does it and he's like, is this what you wanted? And then we're kind of like gritting our teeth like, yeah, sure.
Is he doing it for free or?
No. But like the thing is that the production is really where we got our money's worth. So like he helped produce the song and now the mixing part is almost done. Okay. And then the mastering part. And then it's released. It's
funny because I actually helped master my brother's album stuff. My brother's an audio engineer as well. So if you need help with stuff, you just let us. Sure. Also, Marshall, my producer, we do all that stuff. So like if you actually need help, I mean, I don't know. Just talk to us about
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
But yeah, no, that's why I was like, if you're paying this guy, it better be in there. If you want an extra snare or whatever, clap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, if you're like, can you cut that back 2 seconds? And he's like, how's it now? And it's 5 seconds longer. You're like, dude, that's not even.
Just white knuckling. I'm like, fucking all right.
Yeah, even the intro for this, because I used to record all the time with my brother. I don't have a recording studio in my house, but I threw a blanket over my head, over my microphone
you go. Yeah.
to dynamite it. Like that was my thing. And Marshall was shocked. He was like, hey, that's not really good. And I was like, I put a blanket, bro. Like that was
that was it.
I was like, I went back to my roots.
Insulation, dog. Yeah. Welcome back to 2007.
I went back to our roots, son, where we just seriously, my brother used to put eggshell things when we couldn't afford it. Not the real dynamite stuff.
No, I know what you're talking about. The mattress pads.
We recorded in our washer and dryer room in Miami. That's where we would record.
Okay.
Yeah, fun times.
Yeah.
Fun times. My brother, he still makes music, but he does it all by himself.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, well.
He has a lot of talent.
I guess
So what the fuck happened with you?
I got knocked up. That's what happened to me.
Ooh, damn dog.
Yeah, my brother also
God
got
really
his college
chicks.
paid for by my parents, where I didn't. So there's that too.
Oh, true. Well, that's because
so he could live debt free.
Yeah, there you go.
I haven't been able to live debt free, and I've had a child. So
damn, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck
yeah for guys, dude.
Yeah,
fuck yeah for the fellas.
Yeah.
That's so unfortunate.
I know. It's fine. I'm the middle child, dude. I'm just like.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So there was already hate going both ways between the parents and you. Yeah. The middle child.
I was the one who always tried to get their love kind of thing. I always wanted to be accepted.
And that's where the pink streak comes in.
No, I was just treated differently. And I looked different. My brother and sister look Latin and Italian. And then I look like this white kid they adopted.
Yeah. And then the Sicilian really popped.
Yeah. Plus, especially when your mom beats the shit out of you all the time, and then your dad is emotionally ignoring the situation. You kind of become this person who's like, well, I'm not loved or so I'll just kind of sit within myself. And then
I got you.
I was telling Blocker last thing is the reason why I got into comedy is because I used it as a kid to make friends, because I thought, oh, I'm hideous. My family doesn't even like me. So this is the only way I'm going to have to get people to like me is to be funny and get to know them. Yeah. And I was super empathetic with people because I was not wanted. So I was like, oh, I'll get to know you, man. You're cool with me.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very nice. That's way nicer than probably all of the comics in Jacksonville after our story. It's interesting too, because laughter and trying to kind of make people like you by being funny, they disarm themselves way quicker. They're way more likely to kind of strike up conversation with you because they already feel comfortable. You know what I mean? I always feel weird too, because when other comics have heartbreaking stories, and then I'm just like, my parents are still together, but sometimes shit's. Sometimes they'll yell at each other about laundry, and you're just like, you fucking loser. I
think it's actually pretty awesome. If you guys can come out and say my parents still love each other and stuff, good for you, man, that your parents actually.
Well, I have nothing to do with that. Yeah, no. I was probably the reason why the thought of divorce went through them. Because I'm 10 years younger than my sister.
Oh, God.
And 13 years younger than my brother. So I pushed out their retirement by an extra 10 years. They're like, do we really want to do this?
Well, and then I forgot to ask you, I don't know if there's topics you don't want to talk about.
I don't care.
Okay, because I know you mentioned being in a school shooting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And so you also probably gave them another fucking heart attack.
Yeah, exactly. Even worse, dude. Yeah.
And Mikey was not the shooter, by the way. Okay, guys, relax.
No. I thought about it. No,
he was in the school shooting.
Yeah, I was in the library when it got shot up. I mean, nothing.
Did you want to specifically say what shooting? Or
yeah, it was Florida State. Go Noles. Thanks,
what year was that? Because I know
2014, November 2014.
That gives me I can't imagine
Oh, dude, no, it's really, I tell everybody, it's not as bad as you think. I mean, right. But I've also years of therapy
and then compartmentalized it probably.
Some suppression of it, all that shit.
Disassociated a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Make jokes about it.
For sure. Oh, 100%, dude. That's one of my favorite bits, but because there's a weird thing where the audience, the second you mention shooting, they're right. It's dog, I was in it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I have a right to talk about
this. So I'm talking about it so you guys can calm the fuck down.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But Yeah, like it was, I tell everybody, it's like, yeah, sure, it was scary, but like also nobody died. So, I mean, and like, you know, the end of the bit, which is literally fucking 2 people got shot. And one of them, after becoming paralyzed, was like, nah, motherfucker, I'm not going out like this. And then he started studying to become a neurosurgeon to like reverse paraplegia.
Wow.
Yeah. So imagine being a part of the one school shooting that might have actually been good for society. Right. That's the one fucking thing.
And
it's a mind fuck. Like,
and this is perfect because this leads me into paranormal stuff, because here's the thing. Like, some people think, and I'm a crazy person, I believe in past lives and that we come back to keep getting better as souls or whatever, light beings, whatever you want to think. So like maybe that guy was supposed to get shot so he could become this neurosurgeon to now help others. Like, you know, this weird like butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Like, even though it sounds horrible and was probably terrifying, but now he's going to be some fucking hero.
some God's plan kind of shit.
Dude, like, fuck yeah. I'm like, God's plan, just let's play Drake.
It's so weird too, because you can easily make those arguments for anything bad that happens. But then there's like that slippery slope where it's like, well,
here's how I look at it. Like, whether or not it's actually a legitimate thing, it's a form of coping with shit in a positive way is how I tell myself. Like, I'm not completely lunatic who's like, that was 100% mystical and fucking, you know.
Yeah, wow, dude.
But I'm also like, well, whether or not it's real or not, it's a good coping way because I'm not going insane. I'm just trying to find a rationale that sits better for me than like, no, that person's just a piece of shit and they probably should have gotten the death penalty or whatever.
Maybe Genghis Khan, when he was like raping half of the world,
who killed millions and millions.
Yeah, it's like maybe him burning down Baghdad was like a good thing because we weren't ready for the knowledge that they had.
Right. Like the fact that Alexandria is now completely disseminated and we'll never know any of the history. It's fucking probably
probably good, dude. There's probably some whack shit, dude. We're not ready for it.
Yeah, except we're still discovering that we don't know shit anymore. Like, do you watch the Gobekli Tepe or whatever? Like, are you familiar with it? Okay, because that shit is mind blowing. Because like, that's not supposed to exist.
The first like temple, right? Built like underneath.
They found different places now outside of it. So there's extensions of it. So it's a community now. So they now know there was like, you know, well, I don't think they're temples per se, but there's some communal areas and they found aqueducts where you could actually go like watering holes that they created so people could bathe and chill. Like it's actually it's very technologically advanced for what they said we didn't know. Like I forget, there's some weird like extreme comparison where they're like supposedly we didn't even have the wheel or some crazy like, well, if we didn't even have the wheel, how the fuck did they build all this shit?
Oh, for sure.
Like, you know, and that brings me to again paranormal stuff like aliens. And I want to talk to you about this stuff. Do you have any? Okay, do you believe in paranormal, which is an extension of different varieties of stuff?
For sure, yeah.
Is there any one area of paranormal stuff that you're like heavily interested in, like Bigfoot or? No,
I'm scared to be interested in any of it because the more interested you
turn
are,
into me, Mike.
I'll get a fucking pink strand. Like I'll start like talking about.
I pierced my septum. I got tattoos now.
I'm from Jersey. I'm Italian.
Wearing my trauma out Front Street. All right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. No, well, especially like with demon shit. Like I fucking am terrified of that.
Same.
But I'm like, this is interesting.
Yes.
But like the idea of like, you know, like the set of The Exorcism, like 13 people died from it.
Yeah.
It's like, was there?
I was like, there's something there. I don't know what it was.
Exactly. I don't want to get molested by a specter for being curious about The Conjuring. Like, like looking up their Wikipedia. Yeah, exactly. Like, fuck that. As far as paranormal is concerned, for sure. Like, yeah, I believe.
Do you have any personal stories you want to share? Or do you have any
none of them are funny. Like it's literally just stupid. Like I after my grandma died, like there was like a weird moment in my bedroom where like there was like a bright ball like of light and I was like, what the fuck? And then I closed my eyes, opened it again, and then it was gone. And like, I was like, oh, holy shit. Like, and it like, I was already thinking about her and she had already died. But that's what I'm saying.
Did the energy feel of her? Like you knew it was her?
Yeah, kind of. Or I guess I just,
Like,
or
you
even
do
better.
know it was her. That's what I'm saying. You can't you don't want to sound crazy.
Yeah, even better is me just like kind of trying to understand my mini stroke that I had at 13. Like, yeah, that bright light was my grandmother and not my arteries
You're
clogging.
like, that was the first time I actually got a migraine, and I didn't know that.
I smelt burnt toast.
Yes.
I felt weird. Like, but she used to burn her toast in her home. That's
my
why I thought it was
grandfather
her.
came to me when he died.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but I was asleep. So he came in my dream.
What a creep, dude.
Yeah, I know. What a creep. Well, I hadn't seen him in a couple years. He was still living in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And he came and he's like, "Hey, Toots." That's how he talked. He's like, "Hey, Toots." He goes, "I want to tell you."
Detective in the 20s?
Yeah.
Hey.
He goes, "Hey, Toots, I want to tell you I love you. I got to go, but I'll see you soon." And I was like, "Well, you're going, Grandpa?" He goes, "Don't worry. I'm going to be all right." He goes, "But I got to get out of here. I love you." Well, it turns out my sister had the same dream that same night that he came to her. And then I get a call from my gay uncle who's now dead. R.I.P. guys, whatever. And they're always around me,
You're
bro.
in the wrong direction
I
of
know.
the cross, too. It
Hold
was
on,
even worse.
This way.
Yeah, no, I thought you went right,
No,
left.
I went.
I was like, El Diablo.
No, we kiss it up though. Like the Latin and the Italians kiss it up. And I've never had my communion. I just know all this shit because my mom was too
Pagan
lazy
bitch.
to make me to go. No, my mom would tell me to go get the sacrament.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I've never had my communion. She goes, they won't know. And I was like, Jesus. I was like, what happened?
Oh, that's
I was
even
like,
better.
and Jesus won't know? Like,
Yeah.
what are you fucking? I thought this was for them. Like, I don't. Anyway. But the whole point is he came. My sister said she had the same dream, but I think it was probably your grandma. I think we instinctively know when it's something creepy or something we should be nervous about, but when it's family, we kind of like, oh, I know that energy. That's not really like I saw my grandmother after she died, but she was fucking crazy. She like grabbed my chin and I could feel it. Her hands.
Jesus.
Well, I went to tell her she was dead and she tells me to shut the fuck up, you little bastard. And she would have said that.
Nice.
She used to tell that to my father.
Hell yeah.
She'd be like, you fucking little bastard, like that. So
what a hard grandma.
So grandma,
That's fucking awesome.
Well, she was a Nazi, dude.
Oh, no shit. What?
Here's the thing.
Kind of skipping over a few steps here.
Her family fled Germany or Austria or something like that in the early 30s. She was still a baby.
Yeah.
But Hitler already took power by then.
Yeah.
And then her brothers, they were older. They were in the SS or something because once you were indoctrinated. So by the time you turned 15, you'd be put into the SS. And that's what they did. And I think they were pilots or something for them. So, pretty Nazi-like behavior to me.
Nice,
so I think culturally, and two, you got to remember the United States had Nazis in it at that time in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah, they were the ones that developed the atomic bomb and got us to space.
Henry Ford. I mean, all these people were part of the Nazi party at some point. The problem is that they didn't realize they were killing all these Jews and stuff.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we're fine with segregation and
among many other issues.
Xenophobia, but we didn't mean for you to kill everybody. It's like, what did you think would happen? Anyway,
it's nice in theory, Nazism.
The reason why I call my grandma Nazi, she's never really said she identifies as a Nazi. I'm joking with that.
Well, I think after World War II, it's kind of hard to tell anybody after that you identify.
She would say things like, oh, to my mom when she got pregnant, like, I hope they don't end up looking Puerto Rican. And I'm like, it's funny because my mom's Chilean. We have no Puerto Rican in our family. So like, that's pretty racist. Or she would brag about her brothers being pilots. And I was like, weren't they Nazis? And she'd be like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, but you sounded proud.
Hell yeah, dude.
So she was never like, fuck them Jews or anything like that. And
not vocally.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we love Jewish jellies. We lived in New York City. I lived on Long Island. I
my best friend's mom was Jewish.
If you look at the last couple guys I dated, completely Jews. They look like they got the big schnoz, curly hair. They're funny. I
like how it's like the reverse where it's like you're digging yourself out and yet somehow the hole gets deeper. You're just like, yeah, he had a big nose. He kept saying things like, huh.
They were circumcised.
Yeah, exactly. Circumcised, curly hair, funny hat. Like, it's like, the fuck?
But no money.
That's so funny.
No money. That was the only. But see, they weren't practicing Jews.
Well, then they were Jews on their father's side.
They were genetic Jews.
Yeah, I was about to say, mother's side, you're still a Jew.
They were Polish, and Polish.
Shit. Yeah. So
some of their family fled the Nazis.
Yeah, they're the ones that got away. Luckily,
but they didn't even care to look up their heritage. Like they didn't care.
True. Yeah.
they were like raised Catholic and stuff. So their brain goes like, they're like, I don't care if I'm Anasazi Jew. And I'm like, you should care because there's some medical issues if you
yeah, exactly.
Especially with your prostate, bitch. No.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's so funny to me how you're like, because with your grandpa coming back to you when he's like dead, and it's like I'm gonna see you soon. What the fuck does that mean? And then your grandma's a Nazi. It's like, are you? Yeah, your family did hate you. Holy shit!
But it's so funny because like my dad's parents that I'm talking about right now, we were their favorites. Meaning my father, like he had 3 other siblings, and they had other children, but even those grandchildren, my cousins, knew we were their favorites, and we didn't see them as much, but we were different kind of like the way my mom and dad raised us. We were a little bit more free and I think a little bit more creative. So, and we were, I don't know. Maybe we were just different.
Yeah.
I had fun with my grandparents, even though like they were pieces of shit to my dad. Like they were the worst. And if you're listening, which I know you are, Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah, for the grandma.
Because I know you dead and you up there.
She used to read you Mein Kampf for kids. Like,
no, my grandmother, when I got older, she would like whip out an ashtray and tell me when I still smoked, I could smoke in her house. I'm like, Grandma, it's 2008. I'm not smoking in your motherfucking house, dude. You have a patio right there. I can at least leave the door open where we could talk.
That's a good host. That's hospitality right there.
We're not in the fucking 50s, dude. I'm not smoking in your house.
In fact, blow the smoke into the upholstery and then put it out on a fucking curtain. Like,
I was like, what if I washed these walls right now? Is there going to be a film of yellow shit just wiped off?
Oh,
like,
100%.
I don't know. But she also just, towards the end of her life, she just ate eclairs and like Sally Lee eclairs. And she was like, I don't understand why my blood sugar is raised so much. And it's like, all you doing is eating sugary shit with no protein. And it's all processed in palm oil.
I don't understand. The doctor says I need to lose a foot. I don't understand. What the fuck do you mean you don't understand?
She's like, I hurt myself again. I got another cut. It's a lesion. So I got to go to the hospital. And she got pneumonia and she died. Okay. That's what happened.
Well, now it's not funny anymore.
Oh man, I feel bad because I think my aunts are gonna watch this somehow.
Rest in peace, you Nazi bitch.
Hey, I'm not trying to make fun of Grandma's death. I'm just trying to cope with it.
No, we're making fun of her life.
Stop it. My aunts are a little sensitive. I have a feeling.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm going to get a lead pipe to the fucking
forehead.
No.
I'll get emails that I'll ignore and not respond to.
Nice, dude. No, I actually changed email addresses.
Well,
it's so wild.
I recently just told them I don't want to talk to anybody on my dad's side anymore except my cousin. And his name's Mikey.
Oh, there you go.
And so my cousin Mikey and
they're the Sicilian side, right?
Yeah.
There you go. I was like Mikey, Vinny, Tony. Who is he? Which of the 3? Ironically,
his dad was Latin, but he always lied and said he was Sicilian because when he grew up here in the 20s, his dad was old as shit.
Yeah.
And he just had to lie so people wouldn't beat him up.
I was about to say there's even more persecution. Like
the Italians were just as racist as anybody else, you know, like especially in the 1920s in New York City. Forget it, man. You better say you're Italian, not Latin. There was no Latin people here.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, it's a whole fucked up mindset of people. And but yeah, my dad doesn't talk to his family, so now I'm my father. I'm almost going to do it to them, my immediate family as well. I'm almost on the verge of being my father to them as well.
Oh, true.
It's fine. I've talked to them all about it.
Yeah.
I've tried enough. And at this point, I'm just, listen, I think I've said this joke where I keep removing myself from the group chat and yet somehow I keep getting added back. And I'm like, even if I do respond to you, you don't really respond to me. So why am I here? What is this for?
They just want you to be aware of Q. That's really the whole goal. It's to make sure you're enlightened, you know? It's like when you become a born again Christian, you have to make it everyone else's problem, you know?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the only one not vaccinated in my immediate family. And
oh, true. Oh yeah, you are that weird hybrid thing.
Yeah, I'm not Republican. Like that's what's been pissing me off is like people think anti-vax is
gross. You're not one side or the other. What the fuck?
I know. What are you, a true patriot? Like actually saying you can say whatever the fuck you want and uphold your, I don't know. To me, these are civil liberty issues, and I don't want to sound like right wing, like because honestly, they don't give a fuck about that when it's not their issue. You know what I mean? Like,
no, of course not.
So it's like, I'm actually just middle of the road with things where I'm like, no, I just want us to be American and make choices for ourselves. And I understand that one choice or the other can be conflicting to society. But at this point, we now know this vaccine does not stop you from spreading it. You can still be vaccinated and still get it. So stop making this an unvaccinated issue. This is not our issue. And you know me, most of the comics are vaccinated. I've been around all you motherfuckers. You've gotten it several times with the vaccination. I also have autoimmune shit. I haven't gotten it since the first time.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten it since 2020, son. 2020. All right.
Oh, God.
And I've been around all you motherfuckers. So so this is just anecdotal, but there's no study being presented because it's our fault that supposedly everybody's dying from COVID. I'm like, are you retarded? Like,
I'm going to laugh if like the week after this.
Excuse me, not retarded, handicap, whatever you want to say.
You get hit. Well, it's your podcast. Who cares? Bleep it out. Marshall, can we bleep this?
You said what? You said what?
You're going to get clapped with OG COVID,
Listen,
dude. A 2-week
I'm going
fucking
back
ordeal.
to being that you should not be canceled because you said that. It's not necessarily what it means. Okay? It's just like if I say something's gay, that could be happy. That could be...
Yeah, but we know what you mean.
Yeah, or that could be dumb, but it wasn't necessarily meant to be homophobic.
I was going to say one thing, too, about being a true patriot. All right, so prior to Bill Clinton, and we can't... also, none of the hot ones. So JFK and Ronald Reagan are out.
Ronald Reagan
was Jimmy Carter hot when he was in his time?
Jimmy Carter was okay, but like honestly, the Kennedy brothers were all hot.
Which one?
Like,
they were all very
hot.
attractive.
You know, they had that I'm a drunk Irish rich dude look. You know,
and the Bostonian accent actually worked for them.
He's like, "Four scars of 7 years." You know?
I was about to say, which one would you have your way with if you could? Mine is Teddy Roosevelt, personally. There's something about that mustache. Oh yeah, no, it's presidents. This is the true patriot question. If you haven't thought about what president you'd like to fuck, you need to get out of this country. You commie, limp dick, libtard bastard.
You limp dick bastard. No, you know what? Now I want to like pull it up. Hold on, I may have to
look
use
up Calvin Coolidge. He had a good job.
Oh yeah, Calvin. I thought he was like one of the worst.
No, he was awful.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Him and Andrew Jackson were monsters.
But Andrew Jackson, if I don't, if I have a 20 on me somewhere, wasn't he the hot one?
Was he?
I think
Andrew Jackson was hot.
Or maybe, you know what the problem is? Like most of the ones I thought were hot were all like Civil War people, like from the South.
Nice.
And I was like, I was like, as a Northerner, I was like, God damn it, I'd fuck every one of them.
The forbidden fruit.
I was like, there's something with a Southern drawl with a dude that works with his hands or something where I'm like, I'd hit it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that.
I'm hitting my boyfriend now. He's from the South. Like he's
True.
like,
okay.
He's from Middleburg, and sometimes he calls me muffin and shit. I'm just like, I like, he'll be like, hey, you sweet little potato bun. Like he'll say something like that. Like, and I just,
dude, I didn't know your boyfriend was gay.
Yeah, he is kind of gay. Even gay men love him. They do actually.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, he's kind of. He's got a good look about him.
He's all tatted up. I think they just want a daddy, and he's so sweet. They're like, oh, he'd be good. He looks tough enough, but but he also has strong hands, so that works, you know. But but it's also when he calls me like muffin and stuff like that I'm like, oh, my vagina's wet. Let's go. But see,
all right. So who?
Okay, hold on. So let me look at.
Like
these
I said, I'm TR
because most of these bastards are old in these portraits.
Well, yeah.
But when they were younger, like I'm sure George Washington got a lot of play. He didn't have to rape
I was about to say, would you let George Washington
he didn't have to rape all his slaves, you know what I mean? Like Jefferson and them.
Yeah.
Hey, let's be honest. That's what they did.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh, no, I know.
And even if they, this is the bullshit that gets me, where they're like, well, she was his mistress. She was a fucking slave. Yeah. She had no choice to be there. But if I was a slave and I'd rather be the mistress where I got fed and, water and like treated, not beat. Yeah, I'd probably fuck Jefferson too. Yeah. You know what I mean? But still slave, like no choice there.
I'll let Jefferson
I hate when they're like, she was his mistress. No, she was his sex slave. Like that's what these poor women were. Yep. I can't look on this thing. I keep going. All right. I don't know. I don't know now, but it's usually some Southern hick or some like, they have to be really like foreign too, like I said, Jewy, and
none of the presidents were Jewish. Like they were all Presbyterian.
Abraham had the closest Jewy look, though.
He did.
Lincoln had one.
Lincoln did. Lincoln
when he was younger, he wasn't bad looking, Lincoln, but he got like sickly towards the end.
Yeah.
So
see, all right. So here's my argument for Theodore Roosevelt. Hear me out.
See, look, here's Andrew Jackson. His is a more.
Yeah.
He wasn't that bad. Oh, where is it? Great. Never mind. Whatever, guys. You can Google Andrew
Marshall.
Jackson.
Edit.
Look at a $20 bill. Okay.
Oh my God. No, no, because TR, fucking Rough Rider, riding into combat on the back of a horse.
Though. The Teddy Roosevelt was cute.
Fucking, and the best saying ever, Big Dick Energy before Pete Davidson fucked Ariana Grande.
Right.
Was speak softly and carry a big stick. Man had a hog, dude.
Yeah.
What a pimp.
He definitely had a hog, but I also appreciated his conservation efforts.
Oh, yeah. No. He was
that's
actually
what I look at
cool.
him the most for, where I appreciate the fuck out of him for like genuinely being like, no, we got to protect this shit and not let all humans destroy everything.
Yeah.
Plus, he was an avid hunter. So he's like, where are my animals going to be? You know, like I need them to go.
Yeah, exactly. There was column A,
I still
column
need
B.
to kill these fucking animals. No, but did you know that supposedly, well, back to the paranormal stuff though, like supposedly they've done seances with like the wives of these men. Like I think Abraham Lincoln, they tried to talk. What's her name? Betty? Wasn't her name?
I don't remember what her name is.
His wife was named something. She was pretty famous. Or maybe it's Sarah. I don't know. Those names were pretty popular back then.
I was about to say, I know George Washington's wife was Martha.
Martha. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of George Washington, except that just that he grew crops of weed. That's pretty much like what I was a fan of. But
well, yeah, he was a hempy boy, but he also, I mean, he was the reason why presidents took after the 2-term limit. He didn't want the power. They were like, you know what, he'll do it.
It was his teeth hygiene. It was his teeth hygiene.
We're still talking about fucking. Okay, cool. I thought you were talking about in general. I was like, that man was a saint other than the slaves.
Well, I was like, other than the slaves.
Other than the slaves, he was a saint.
And also killed people, you know, the night before Christmas in their sleep. So he made patriots what they are today, son.
I'm sorry you didn't want America.
He's the real American. Okay?
I was about to say, yeah, he definitely.
He created the brand.
He was a wily boy,
He created that brand.
Yeah, win at all costs.
He's like, all right, you want me to be a general? Here's what I'm telling you. Kill them motherfuckers the night before they're about to get up with them families.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, put them all down. Yeah, easy. Yeah. Easy money, dude.
He goes, we would have talked with an accent right now if we had to.
Yeah. No, we would have a British accent. And
it was
some other weird shit. We wouldn't like spice as much as we do.
We may be Protestant.
Ew, dude.
Ew, gross.
No, being Catholic is cooler. Because we have all those years of just dominating Europe, dude. Well, the Italians and the Catholics, we fucked it up, dude. Yes. I'm sorry. You guys don't like winners. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
It's so funny that I remember I said something like in the beginning of Trump's reign, you know, like before
Trump's reign.
Yeah, but before it ended.
Yeah.
Well, has it? No, anyway. But
oh my God.
We'll see. 2024.
2024, dog.
Anyway. Yeah, so live your life.
Clash of the Titans, a dead guy versus a fat guy. Let's see who wins.
I feel like they're the living dead. You know, both of them. They're pretty the living dead. I mean, they're old white dudes. Like, I don't understand.
Dude, if Biden got a spray tan like Trump, he would look more lively. You know?
Biden would just respond quicker in general, you know?
He's deep in thought.
He's not deep in
and
thought.
The thought is maybe I should just kill myself.
The thought is like, when is this going to be over? This bitch, and I'm talking about his wife, made him do this when really I would have been like, I'm done with this. Like
his wife is hot.
Yeah, she's also 20 years younger than him, and she also was the nanny for him with his first wife.
What?
Yes.
Dude.
You didn't know that?
What a play by
There's
her,
a picture of her when she's 16 sitting on his lap when he was in his early 20s.
No way, dude. What?
Yeah, or 17, something like that. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
God bless the doctor, Jill.
Holy shit.
The first wife.
Yeah, dude. The first one to make these pedophiles pay.
Yeah, make them really pay. Yeah, sure.
No, by getting half of his shit for sure. Well, yeah, I was about to say, like, she was a victim and then she went, no, let's reverse this. Here, and now I'm going to put you into your early grave. Presidential suite vibes, and now I'm good. Like,
and here's the thing: at the end of the day, you know, I know it sounds fucked up, but times were different. Like, I think that they treated younger women with more of an air of womanhood than. I'm serious. Like,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, where there was a lot more. Like, they were just told
they
you're
were
gonna have to find
kids 800 years ago. Like,
that's what I'm saying. But I feel like those women went to, like, my stepmother. She went to college, but really was women's preparatory, like to be a wife or secretary. Like she had to go to typing class. Like they weren't told like to extend it. So once she got with Biden, you know, he left his wife and they got married. She became a doctor. Like she really
dude.
Hey,
nice.
Listen, if we want to talk about, you know, sex workers, good for her.
Yeah.
She's now the first lady. I don't really. Hey, that was like, what's her name? Trump's wife.
Yeah, Melania.
Yeah, Melania was a sex worker too. Like, good for her, man. I don't care. Dude. Like, I get it. Yeah. I just hate that she's lying about it because I'm like, most immigrants pay their way to stay into this country, and I get it. Anyway, but Mikey, we're almost done here, but I want you to have time to to tell them like, what are you doing? Where are you at? Follow you where? Because I know you love that stuff. Like, I know you got a podcast too, right?
It should be coming out soon. So yeah, hi. Thank you guys very much for listening in. I'm Mikey B. We should have a podcast coming out hopefully soon with my friends Christian Blaker and Jamar Torrance, both great comics here. On top of that, I also have a song hopefully coming out soon in the next 2 months. I think I'm featured on something with Cross. And all that stuff will be able to be found on Mikey B on the Beat on Instagram. And that's really all that I post on. So, yeah.
And again, if you guys want to see any of these comics, you can go out to all the open mics. Mondays, usually Shantytown around 9 o'clock. And then Rain Dogs, usually they start around 10:30, 11, kind of push it out later. Tuesdays, there's Voussoir. I know Wednesdays, The Walrus and Justice Pub. Those kind of coincide, those mics and stuff. Is there anything else on Wednesday? I feel like there's one more.
You already said Justice Pub, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good point. So the mics specifically, they're all, if you're in the Jacksonville area, all super fun, different locations and venues. Shantytown is fun. It's an intimate vibe. Rain Dogs is kind of like a grungy back bar.
Just come support us.
Yeah,
is all
come
we're saying.
support
and
us.
And then Thursday, CBD Cafe with CJ Couch.
Yep.
And just look around, dude. I love when people ask us where the mics. I'm like, did you even Google? Because that's all I do. Like,
Google it. We'll post it. Fucking, if you're in the beaches area specifically, Voussoir is the shit on Tuesdays.
Yes, Voussoir, and that's run by Scott Watley. Yep. That usually starts around 8:30, 9 too. So, but if you want to be a comic, don't. There's enough of us. No, I'm kidding. Don't come out to be on the open mic. Just come out to support. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, fuck off.
You can, but if you don't bomb the first time, you will continue to bomb after that. Anyway, this has been Los Rotos. Peace out.
Thank y'all.
You've just listened to the Los Rotos Podcast. Produced by Upside Down Creative Media.